Alright, so this is our caterpillars, our monarch caterpillars. Oh, by the way, I did not do this in my last video on breeding monarchs, and I should probably greet my viewers. So, hello everybody, how's everyone doing? My name is Adam, and you're watching Iowa Butterfly Garden. I just wanted to show you guys just a little bit of maintenance for monarchs, and for actually all caterpillars. It's important that you keep their habitat clean, so I raise them in plastic boxes. I find it's really easy, but I'm going to show you guys how I make sure the habitat stays clean. So I'm going to start by taking the food plants out, which I have Asclepias syriaca, or common milkweed. It is a native here in Iowa. And I'm just going to put this on a paper plate, and it has the caterpillars on it. Now, this paper towel is what I line my boxes with. I'm going to make sure there's no caterpillars on it. And I'm going to try and fold it here to try and to minimize the amount of frass, which is the caterpillar poop, that falls back into the container. And make sure I check the underside for caterpillars, and as long as there's none on there, you can just go ahead and throw that away. Now check the walls of the box for caterpillars. There's one right there. So I'm going to take a Q-tip and a scissors, and I'm just going to snip the end at a slant, about a 45-degree angle, off of one end of the Q-tip. And I'm going to be careful. Oh, this caterpillar is molting, or shedding his skin. I got to be very, very careful. Now, if you are at all new to raising butterflies, do not move a caterpillar in the process of shedding his skin ever. Not even a good idea for me to do, but I have to clean these cages. I'm just going to put him right near his old skin so he can eat it. Yes, that's the thing that caterpillars do, in case you didn't know. So, I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to just bang the cage, the box over the garbage can, to get rid of as much of the caterpillar poop as possible. Now, with plants with leaves in here, and it being a plastic box with a lid, it gets pretty moist in here. So if there's too much food, since there's so many caterpillars in this box, since there's a lot of food, the leaves will create humidity, which will make moisture because it's a sealed container. And then that moisture, when the water hits the caterpillar's frass or waste, it actually creates a tea that when it evaporates, the caterpillars will breathe it in, and it's actually toxic and it's deadly to them. Not only that, but it attracts parasite wasps and flies. So that's why it's so important to clean the cage out. So our next step is just to put the box in the sink with some warm water, and we just want to swish a little bit of it around, dump it out, and then you want to take some bleach and spray the container down. Make sure you get all the cracks and the crevices, all the nooks and crannies, and that you don't breathe this in. And then I'm just going to kind of swish this around as well. Gonna let it sit for a second, and while we do that, I'm going to take a Q-tip, and we want to get all those little nooks and crannies, and we just want to make sure that we wipe this out. Now, you'll want to be more thorough than I'm being. I literally cleaned all of them last night, so. No, it was 2 days ago. Oh, that's why I'm cleaning them today, because it was 2 days ago. I like to do this every other day, so no, I am going to be kind of thorough. It doesn't look too bad, but then you want to rinse it out. Want to make sure that the entire thing gets clean. Now, one thing that you'll also want to do, make sure that you get rid of the old food, because it will start to get mushy and then it will rot. You don't want rotting milkweed or any other plant in your container, because that isn't good for the caterpillar's health. They can suffocate. So be very careful. Now, none of this food is old enough to get rid of it yet, even this one that's chewed up, so I'm going to give it another day or two. I'm gonna move some of the stuff out of the way. Everything's so crowded in this apartment, so it's kind of hard to do stuff, but hey, oh well. So I'm gonna fill this, make sure that the entire thing gets nice and rinsed out, and then I'm going to move it, or I'm gonna dump it out, and then we can dry it. So just give me 1 sec. Sorry I'm not like cutting and editing this video. If I was using my actual like camera, I would. However, this is just my cell phone, and I don't want to edit a video that's gonna take me a long time to do. Alright, so I'll just talk to you guys a little bit while I wait for this. It should only take one more rinse. My caterpillars that I have right now, I'm only raising monarchs right now because this year's breeding and raising butterflies and moths, it was supposed to be a big year. It didn't quite go as planned. Now, I did grow a lot of stuff from seed, which I'll be making more videos about that this fall. But, whoop, my bad. Spilling stuff now. And that worked out pretty well for me, but I lost a lot of red admiral butterflies right before they were about to emerge from their chrysalids. They all just died, like, and I guarantee you they were about to emerge within minutes, and I was gonna have over 100 red admiral butterflies. And then every single one of the chrysalids died, and I don't know how that happened, how that even worked. And it was pretty sad. So I'm just taking some paper towels and thoroughly drying out my container. My box, making sure that the walls are dry. Like I said, too much moisture can kill them. You don't want them to be dried out. That's why we have a box with a nice, good fitting lid. However, if it's too moist, they will suffocate. So, when you've gotten all of that done, then you want to take a Q-tip, and these water droplets, they're on the outside of the cage. Then you want to take a Q-tip. You see the floor of the box has this nice invert here, and that's a little nook and cranny that you got to get with a Q-tip. Dry it off that way. Also in between these. Make sure you get all of these little areas and gaps and spaces. Once you know you got a nice dry habitat, then you want to take a paper towel. You may need to take more than one, or you might need to take less than one. You might need to cut it so that it fits to the right size. This box right here is a 7.5 quart, I believe. Let me check the... Yep. And one paper towel is the perfect size to line it. And so I just take the dry paper towel and line it. Normally I just put fresh food, but I did that this morning before I cleaned the cage. So then you just want to put your food in there, and then add your caterpillars. My caterpillars are still on the food. They were already on it, so perfect. Then all you gotta do is bang out the paper plate, because it still has frass on it. Oh, and make sure that there's no caterpillars on it. I did that, I just forgot to tell you. But yeah, make sure that there's no caterpillars on anything that you're throwing into the garbage or getting rid of any other way. So there you go. That's how you take care of your caterpillar's habitat. So thanks for watching, guys. Questions, comments, concerns, suggestions for a new video, feedback, anything that you want to say, put in the comments, and I will read them and I will respond to them as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. See you next time.